Hey, it's Jeff Shore, and welcome back to the 5-Minute Sales Training, where for the next few weeks, we're going to continue our series from a few weeks back on high-maintenance customers. I've got 3 more of these buyers to share with you, so let's get started. You know, when we're walking a buyer through the sales process and they just don't seem to get it, maybe they can't get their minds around the financing, or they're overwhelmed by the contract or the process, or they can't comprehend the construction timeline or warranty or move-in procedures. They're really trying, but they're just lost. On today's 5-Minute Sales Training, we're going to learn about how we deal with the confused customer. All right, now look, before we judge the confused customer, let's be honest with ourselves. We all have blind spots or personal points of ignorance. I know nothing about fishing. I can't tell you why Drake and Kendrick Lamar are beefing.
Talk about Drake. We're talking about Drake.
I don't know what my own zodiac sign is. And for the record, I don't really care to learn any of that because they're just not part of my world. Well, for our confused buyers, home buying and home selling are not parts of their everyday world. So there are often points or steps of the home buying process that we try to explain that they just can't quite seem to grasp. And then we ask them for acknowledgement and they feed us back something that's completely different.
Do you understand?
Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind in order to stay sane with this particular customer. First of all, understand this. People are smart in different ways. So when we think about this trait called intelligence,
We are smart.
it doesn't just necessarily mean that you can handle all the details and stay with somebody through the process. There are many people who are very creative in their brain. They are creatively smart, or maybe they're relationally smart. But when you get into details, they're going to struggle. So look, we don't want to just cast them off as being confused or even dumb because we're taking a complex process and trying to explain it to somebody who has a hard time with complex processes.
Explain as you would a child.
So it requires that it's going to take a little bit more time. But I'll tell you what it's really going to take. It's going to take our effort to break things down into the simple. You see, it's a very, very important axiom for you to understand in your own sales presentation. Easy equals right. It's critical that we understand this. Easy equals right. The easier something seems to me, the righter it feels to me. The converse is also true. Complex equals wrong. If it's complex or if it appears to be complex because I'm just not getting it, then it doesn't feel like the right decision. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we need to be practiced at how we pump the brakes. We need to slow this down a little bit for the customer and think in easy terms. One of the easiest ways for your customer to hear something explained is in the tone of a story or of an analogy. It might sound something like this if I'm explaining how the escrow process works for those of you who use an escrow system. I might say, well, you know, I guess I can explain it this way. Have you ever ordered a pricey item online and the money wasn't charged until it's shipped? Well, what happens is the seller holds the item, the payment is set aside, and then once everything checks out, the deal is then complete and the financial transaction goes through. That's how escrow works. You see, if they can place themselves into the story, it's so much easier for them to be able to find their place. So your job is to break it down in a very, very simple way because everybody learns differently. Be patient with the person who has a different learning style than yours. Be empathetic with them. Give them the message in the way that they need to hear it. Easy equals right. When it's right, they purchase. And when they purchase, that's when you get to change their world. Hey, thanks for watching this week's 5-Minute Sales Training. To make sure you get the next episode in this High Maintenance Buyer series, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. When you do that, it's going to tell YouTube to make sure to put the next episode right out there in front of you. Thanks for watching. Until next week, learn more to earn more.